Hello, welcome to the Shower Initiative podcast. My name is Winter. That would be Rhett.
Hello.
And I'm
This is our second time trying this now, because my audacity
Welcome
fucked
to
up.
welcome to the podcast where we talk about D&D and all of its wonderful little
stupidities.
stupidity. That's a good word.
Fuck is Dungeons and Dragons.
That's a good term. What the fuck is Dungeons and Dragons? We play Starfinder.
Fuck is
But
We play Pathfinder. What the fuck is D&D?
Today we're going to be talking about some little mistakes that Wizards has done over the years with making subclasses for everything.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about terrible subclasses.
You know, you made it sound like they're unwanted children, and honestly, that's
They
kind of
are.
accurate.
They
Yeah,
are.
that's pretty accurate. Especially the last two on the list. I'm really gonna
I'm excited.
enjoy telling you about those.
I got nothing on this. I haven't done a lick of research.
I was told by Fel actually before we started this, like maybe a day ago, that when you brought up the topic, I only said one word and one word only, and he said that I can't say it because we're not talking about shitty classes. We're talking about shitty subclasses. So Ranger doesn't count.
There is one Ranger subclass on the list. I hate to break it
Is it
to you.
Arcanist Ranger? That's my
It's a
question.
controversial one.
It's a controversial one? Okay.
It's a controversial pick, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. I'd
You know
like to
what?
lay down two honorable mentions first and foremost.
Okay. What are they?
The first one is Way of the Drunken Master Monk,
That's a controversial one.
because most of its abilities are okay, except for the 17th level feature of Intoxicated Frenzy.
Why is it more bad than good? What is
You
it?
only get... So when you use Flurry of Blows, you can target up to 3 additional creatures with 1 attack each. So it's very situational. You have to be fighting a horde in order for
I'm sorry,
to be
is it
useful.
only specific against 3?
Up to 3.
Oh, okay.
But it's still very situational for a 17th level feature. To give you an idea, a Way of... the Way of the Open Hand Monk can just straight up kill someone at 17th level. So, getting 1 additional attack on a Flurry of Blows, and it has to be against a different creature, kind of bad.
Though it does kind of make me wonder why everybody chooses Drunken Master
Because
beyond
they've
the name.
seen that one Jackie Chan movie and thought, hey, this is cool. Okay, that's
It gets
why.
a lot of... Well, it gets a lot of really cool early abilities, like when you use Flurry of Blows, you get Disengage as well. You get 10 additional feet of movement. That's why it's an honorable mention.
Oh, you get
Most of the
disengage? Oh,
abilities
that's
are
like
good.
actually kind of good.
Yeah, like most of the abilities are good. It's just that 17th level is kind of a letdown. The other honorable mention is Draconic Sorcerer, because if you play a Dragonborn, you essentially get half of the features already. Like, you get resistance to... Like, to give you an idea, it isn't until 6th level, right? Yeah, it isn't until 6th level that you get resistance to whatever dragon type you are. And even then, you have to spend a sorcery point in order to get that resistance.
Wait, which expansion was Wave Drunken Master added in anyways? I'm not seeing it here. in Player's Handbook.
Xanathar's.
Oh, that's why. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I need to spend $40 more. Shit.
So Draconic Sorcerer it's not bad, but at the same time, like, half the features are bad when you take into account later subclasses or even Wild Magic Sorcerer. So the reason they're honorable mentions is because they're not bad subclasses, but they have really kind of let down features.
Most of them seem to just be high-level features, though, so... I mean, unless if you're, like, no-lifing that class, and, like, I would imagine if you're, multi-classing, it's probably a lot more tolerable. But that's the problem, though. You need a multi-class to make them, fun, I guess. To make them, like, really super good. And if you need...
That is true.
That's the thing about multi-classing, too. If you are playing several different classes, that means you have several different classes you have to level up at once. You gotta pick and choose, and so essentially you'll have a lot of abilities, but they're all gonna be low level for what you're doing.
Yeah, true.
So
Can't be good in
it's a
certain
risky business.
situations.
It's a risky business.
So I guess let's come right out of the gates and talk about the first of the kind of bad subclasses with Arcane Archer Fighter.
That's not. Oh, it's a fighter. Arcane Archer.
It's a fighter.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Arcane Archer Fighter.
Arcane Archer. What?
Exactly.
Oh,
so
what?
let me tell you the abilities one after the other.
Okay.
At 3rd level, you're proficient in Arcana or Nature, and you get either Prestidigitation or Druidcraft as a cantrip.
Okay.
Which is not bad for a 3rd level ability. You also get, at 3rd level, Arcane Shot, which, to boil it down, it's kind of like Battlemaster, where you choose a couple of different types of arrows, and then once per turn, you can turn one of your arrows into a magic arrow. It does different things like banishing a target for a short time, charming a target, dealing force damage. They're not terrible features. You can only use it twice per day, though, at 3rd level, and you don't get a 3rd one until 7th level.
I can see a very obvious flaw already.
Yeah.
Going ranged on a fighter is already kind of pointless.
Well, it's not that bad, because you can use, like, you can make a bow get, like, with action surge at certain levels, you get between 6 and 8 attacks.
That's true, but it's just, I don't know.
It can be good. It's just that there's no subclasses that make it better. You'd think this would be the one, but it isn't. So I guess at 7th level, all of your arrows are magical for the purposes of overcoming immunities and resistances to non-magical weapons. At 7th level, you also have a curving shot. Whenever you fire an attack and you miss, you can use a bonus action to reroll the attack against a different target within 60 feet of the original target. Which is not terrible, but again, for a 7th level feature,
it just
redirecting an arrow is kind of bad.
It just kind of gives me the vibe of like, shit, I missed. Make it look good.
Yeah, try again.
Flourish.
At 15th level, if you roll initiative and have no uses of Arcane Shot remaining, you regain 1 use, and that's the last ability this subclass gets.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez, that's just that. Here's the thing about it. It's not like the subclass as a whole is bad. It's just disappointing.
Well,
because
consider the following, right? Your bursting arrow, that's the one that does an AoE of damage. At 18th level, it only does 6d6 force damage.
That is way too low damage at that high level.
Yeah, and you can only use one of these per turn, and at 18th level, you can only fire 6 magic arrows per... Was it short rest or a long rest? Okay, it is a short or long rest.
Alright.
But, like, considering that most people don't use more than 1 combat per day, that's still not great.
No, it...
So
like,
far...
the idea behind it is solid. I follow it, it sounds cool. But when you look at the stats, it just needs to be bumped up a little bit.
I guess if you have a nice enough DM, you can probably convince them to buff it a little. This is something you can do in homebrew. But
True, and all of these could probably be fixed in some way or shape or form, except for the last one.
See,
on my list.
The way that I think that this would be the most fun to play, personally, this is just coming from my perspective, because whenever I play D&D, I'm usually the gimmicky guy. My characters almost always have some sort of gimmick or whatever to them. If you did play the subclass with a gimmick, so maybe your weapon does something special or some shit. Like, for instance, I will never shut up about this character, you can always ask these two. There's a character that I made that, their main gimmick, they had a weapon that shoots a random element. So if I just shoot my gun, boom, random element. You roll, I think it was a D10 or something. Or a D whatever. And it would be, maybe holy, or maybe refrozen, or whatever. Maybe if you did something along the lines of that, or maybe you take that concept and, improve it from there, maybe then you can find some sort of fun playing this subclass.
Or playing Ranger, and then you dip 3 levels into Arcane Archer to get a couple extra magic arrows and a cantrip.
But it's just so far, I don't get it. I already
it's really only good in certain very specific circumstances.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed at this subclass so far.
Exactly.
Like,
You're gonna get mad at the last one though.
I'm sure I will.
I can't really talk too much shit about this one because it's just like it's the 100% the apparent reaction of like, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's
like it's like I'm not
Yeah.
gonna roast you on this one because it's like,
it's
come
just sad.
on. It's just
Yeah. And I will say they're gonna get worse and worse as the list goes down. I do have them in
Oh
order.
yeah.
So
I
the
hope
next-
so.
The next one up is
I guess the next
Thief
one down,
Rogue.
technically.
Yeah, next one down. Thief Rogue.
Okay, Thief Rogue. This is a controversial one. Alright.
Thief
This
Rogue
one-
is kind of bad compared to other rogues.
It's an OG one. I already know that one of the
It's-
best Rogue ones. I know this because I fucking play Rogue. Is the Arcane one.
Yeah, Arcane
Arcane Rogue
Trickster.
The Arcane Trickster is by far one of the best ones. That's hands down.
It
But-
really is. Thief is kind of bad. So at 3rd level, you can use your bonus action to do a sleight of hand check, use your Thieves' tools to disarm a trap or open a lock, or take the use an object action. Now, the use an object could be useful in certain circumstances.
There's a few problems I can see with this already. First and foremost, this would only be useful in a situation that, first of all, is already trapped. And
Yeah.
has to be... Like, the way you would do this, I guess it determines on how the DM sets up the encounter. Because if you're, let's say you're doing an encounter, and let's say, I don't know, there's like landmines that you can't see like all over the room. Okay, then I can find this to be useful. This would be very useful, actually, indeed.
But the problem is you still have to do an action to do an investigation check to find them.
That's true. You would need to do some sort of check beforehand, so therefore you just used your entire turn to just disarm one thing, and to find one thing. If this was out of combat, okay, fair enough, but the problem is, then this whole ability becomes pointless. This is...
Exactly.
Because it's based off of you having to use an action in the first place, which it doesn't matter if you're if you're out of combat. It doesn't matter. You can do how many actions you want, as long as the DM allows it, of course. So you could already disarm shit, I would imagine, depending on your rogue situation.
Exactly.
So this ability just becomes pointless, essentially.
Exactly. Don't worry too much, because there is a second... What were you going to say, Mug?
Oh, I was just gonna already so far I'm getting the distinct feeling that this is I'm the support rogue.
Yes.
Yeah. So you gain another ability at 3rd level. Don't worry.
Yeah. I have the book open here. Oh boy.
To climb faster than normal. Climbing no longer costs extra movement. In addition, when you make a running jump, the distance you cover increases by a number of feet equal to your dexterity modifier. An extra number of feet equal to your dexterity modifier.
Oh my god, that is shit. So if you have a +3 in dex, guess what? I guess you can jump an extra 3 feet.
You have to have a 20 in dex to cover 1 extra square in a normal combat
So this is completely useless in combat then. Okay.
Another useless combat ability. And also, okay, you climb slightly faster. This is kind of like the Urchin background feature where you can move through a city at double speed. Sure, it's sometimes useful, but it's out of combat anyway.
Think about
and I'm sitting here going isn't there already some races that already have I don't have to have my movement when I climb.
Yeah. Or have wings too.
Yeah, Eric Walker's be like.
Yeah.
Tabaxi. That's the one
Tabaxi. Okay, I was wondering.
Yeah, Tabaxi have extra climbing, but just
aren't Tabaxi
for
elephants?
3rd level. No, that's Loxodons.
Oh, that's Loxodons.
Tabaxi are the cat people.
Okay, they're the cat people. Okay, I got them mixed up.
To give you an idea, I'm just going to quickly read off the 3rd level abilities you get from Assassinate, which is Proficiency in Disguise Kit and Poisoner's Kit, and you have advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken a turn in combat yet. If you score a hit against that creature, it's considered a critical hit. Comparing the two abilities...
That sounds so much better, because it's if I need to do something out of combat, I can just straight up attack and then get a crit.
This is Assassin, right? What we're talking about?
Yeah, that's Assassin.
Okay, just making sure. I'm trying to follow along here.
And then in combat, it's if you just walk up to the guy who hasn't that you rolled higher in initiative, you can just walk up, stab them, and then you have crit. Like, that's already immediately better.
This is a lot more useful than second story work already.
So, I guess the next ability you get is at 9th level, and it's Supreme Sneak.
Hold on, let me just reiterate then. You gotta wait 6 levels before you get anything.
Well, that's all rogue subclasses. All of them are 9th level.
6? I love rogue to death, but my god, does their kit not change until pretty much mid to late game? It is terrible.
Well, you're getting a new ability every single level between then. 4th level you get an ASI, 5th level you get Uncanny Dodge, 6th is Expertise, 7th is Evasion.
Oh yeah, okay. I was looking specifically off the subclass. No, you're right. You are actually correct. Yeah. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. So 9th level, you gain advantage on stealth checks if you move no more than half your speed on the same turn. I mean, that's kind of useful.
Support.
But
that's assuming you haven't been found yet.
Rogue.
Yeah, but it's not bad. It's not terrible.
You also have
that's probably the best ability they have, honestly.
But it's, again, not combat. And there's a lot of combat in D&D.
Half of D&D, I'd go as far to say, is combat. Half of it, at least.
And also, like, there's a magic item that does this. It's the Cloak of Elven Kind. Gives you advantage on stealth checks at all times, actually. So you can just have advantage at full speed.
You know, now that I'm just sitting here, what if you use that cloak and you get you'd use that subclass feat? You just get double advantage.
You get super advantage.
I mean, my logic would be you don't have to use half your movement speed. That's how I would rule it.
I would like to also point out, if I can find Rogue and Xanathar's Guide to Everything. Here we go. To give you an idea, the Inquisitive Rogue actually has a similar feature at 9th level, but it's advantage on perception and investigation checks if you move no more than half your speed. Which is arguably a lot more useful out of combat than advantage on stealth checks out of
because
at half speed.
Yeah, because you don't necessarily need to be like crouching down, walking down some darkened corridor. It's just you're just harder to see. You're slightly blurrier in the world view.
Exactly. So the next ability is at 13th level. It's Use Magic Device, and basically, you can attune to anything. It doesn't require.
That's actually that's actually not bad, but the problem is this is at level 13.
And also you have to think about what outside of what is it? Like a staff of the Magi. Like a staff that allows you to cast spells. What's the rogue gonna attune to that they wouldn't already want to attune to? Are they gonna attune to a Holy Avenger?
Yeah.
I can't think of many uses outside of a item that casts a spell where a rogue having this ability would be useful.
Literally, it's just they have a wand of invisibility kind of thing. It's just they can just attune to that. But as you go on and on, it's just it's a support class simply based off the fact of being sneaky and disarming traps.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what it has going for it.
The irony is, though, they're also called it's the Thief Rogue, so it's not even based off of pickpocketing shit. You're not stealing anything, you're just disarming stuff.
Honestly, what could be cool for honestly, I can already think of something that'll be way cooler is that an ability would be basically sleight of hand. You can just walk up and middle of combat, you can just yoink one of their weapons off or yoink a piece of armor off.
The funniest bit is, I'm pretty sure even in just outside of D&D, in old school turn-based games, for instance, anytime that there is actually a rogue, or I guess they call them thieves mostly, that is what they actually do. They can just nick shit off of the enemy during the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I know Final Fantasy has done this for forever, which makes them infinitely more cooler than just, okay, they can disarm good, I guess.
Something I just realized about Thief the 3rd level ability Fast Hands, which is the one where you can do a sleight of hand check as a bonus action, or use Thieves' Tools.
Does that count?
Or use an object. Arcane Trickster does that too, but with Mage Hand.
Oh my god, you're right. But the funniest part, the irony is, they don't even have to be anywhere near the person. They can be a certain feet away, because Mage Hand is just something you cast.
And the Mage Hand is invisible too.
Yeah, it's an improved Mage Hand compared to what you can normally cast.
Yeah,
so they can cast spells on top of having the same ability.
They can literally do that. They can just... Arcane Trickster is just the better version of, oh, I've distracted you, and then, yoink, you don't have a sword anymore.
The difference is, Arcane Trickster doesn't have to be beside you to distract you.
Yeah, no, he can literally be like 15
behind
feet
a wall,
away.
fucking playing video games or some shit, I don't know, playing on a Game Boy or whatever.
I'd also like to point out the fact that 13th level, an Arcane Trickster can cast invisibility on themselves, meaning that they get advantage on stealth checks at full speed.
You see, I wasn't kidding when I said that Arcane Trickster is hands down just the best rogue.
Yeah, it's just better Thief. Because the only thing they have is 17th level. Thieves' Reflexes. Which, you can take 2 turns during the first round of any combat. Then you take your first turn as normal on initiative. No, you take your first turn as normal on initiative. Your second turn is initiative -10.
Oh, so okay.
That's their only
does that mean that they roll initiative twice, and then the second one they have to subtract 10?
No, you just roll initiative once, and then on that first turn of combat, they get their normal initiative, and then a second turn at -10.
But, what if they roll, a 3?
Then they take their turn at
-13.
the end of the initiative, I suppose.
Yeah, very last. I mean, honestly, yeah, that's the only thing they got going for them.
That's actually pretty good. Yeah, I meant to say -7, by the way. I'm shit at math. Yeah, -7.
But you have to put 17 levels.
Yes, you gotta suffer
17
levels.
You have to be playing the support rogue for 17 levels.
By that point, you're probably already about to go face the big bad of your campaign anyways. You won't even be able to use this tool that often. This ability.
I'd also like to point out that at 17th level, a scout rogue, as long as they take their attack action on a turn, they can take a second attack as a bonus action, and if they target a second creature, they get sneak attack on both creatures.
The fuck?
And that's every turn.
That's fucking stupid.
So, they get just a better version of the same ability. There's really no good side to Thief, honestly. Let's be real.
Disappointing.
Has Thief been that one subclass that's just kind of been around in the beginning, but all the other subclasses got introduced?
I think what they did.
Creep?
That is.
I think they actually what I was about to say Games Workshop. I think what Wizards of the Coast actually did was they basically made Thief, and then they made it something, and then made it Assassin, which is also pretty different. And I think those are the only 2 in Player's Handbook, right? Yes.
No, Arcane Trickster.
Is Arcane Trickster in Player's Handbook?
Yeah, it's the next page over.
Oh, it is. Holy shit. So then, okay, I was gonna say they made Thief, and then they made Assassin, they made maybe something else, and then from there they just built off Thief for all the other expansions. But no, Arcane Trickster's in the same book.
See, my theory is that Thief was their attempt to port over from 3rd edition a lot of Rogue's abilities, because certain abilities like use Magic Device, I think Supreme Sneak or Second Story Work, a few of these abilities I know for a fact use Magic Device, is a rogue ability in Pathfinder. And Pathfinder is heavily based off of 3rd edition D&D. So my theory is they took some abilities from old Rogue and brought them together to make Thief. And then they made the other ones to be like, well, what about a combat-heavy Rogue? Okay, we'll make that Assassin. And then a magic-heavy, like a magic Rogue, we'll make that Arcane Trickster. I think that's kind of what they were doing there.
So, suffered from power creep.
Probably, yeah.
It's the power creep
100%.
Because, it just seems like it's honestly, in earlier versions, probably kind of useful. Because it's oh, here's this, and then it just kind of got pushed to the backside as Arcane Trickster and Assassin came around.
Yeah, a lot of it has been power creep. But they were not great to begin with, some of these.
Yeah.
I think if we're... Is there anything else you guys would like to add about Thief Rogue?
Other than the fact that I'm very disappointed? No.
Like,
Alright.
honestly, these first two, it's honestly just like the time where honestly, they just need to go back through and just kind of do some overhauls with it.
Some slight
Yeah.
reworking is all it takes, but this is something you can do with your DM, honestly.
Oh yeah.
If you can if you talk this over with your DM, if you work with them, like you're gonna say, yeah, no, you can 100% make these viable. I truly believe that. But that's the thing, you have to do this extra step in order to make them viable.
Yeah.
Rather than them being base somewhat viable.
Yeah. So, I don't know, like I said, it's just disappointment.
So for this next one, I want to put a ranger subclass in here. I was gonna do hunter because hunter ranger is just bad.
Hold on. Ranger
It's boring.
is what, in the 70s?
Starts on page 90.
Fuck, I thought that was wrong.
Hunter is 93.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
hunter is just, it's not bad. Like, hunter is honestly how you break ranger. I'll go into it in another time if we do a ranger episode.
That's what this episode was supposed to be originally, but we got lazy. We didn't want to do homework.
Like, hunter ranger is like, it's like champion fighter. You like your fighter, you get more fighter. Hunter rogue is just, or hunter ranger is like, you like your ranger, let's give you some more ranger.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to do something controversial here. I'm going to say Beastmaster.
Oh, that's the one where you're going to companion at third level, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm going to do something controversial and say Beastmaster is the worst.
That's interesting because usually the more pieces you have on your side, typically the easier fights are. So
it's not necessarily the fact that you get more action economy. The problem for me is how just obtuse Beastmaster Ranger is to do. So, to give you an idea, you have to use your action to command your
companion.
I already see the
your
problem.
companion. So on your turn, you can verbally command the beast where to move, use your action to tell it what to do. So it can move on its own, but if you wanted to attack or disengage, dash, dodge...
It's the same as
help.
mechanic that in Starfinder, if anyone actually played that one other than us.
Once you have extra attack, you can do one weapon attack for yourself, and then command your beast to do an attack as well. It's a cool ability for third level, but an action to do, it's just a worse version of eventually what's the battle artificer? I don't have any artificers.
I mean, I played armor. That's the thing. That's the only artificer I played.
I think it's,
no, artillerist is what I played.
It's a war or something, I think.
You have Tasha's?
It's the one. Yeah, I've got Tasha's right here. I'll look it up.
Hold
but that one allows you to, as a bonus action, command your battlesmith. That's what it's called.
Oh, warsmith. Okay.
Warsmith? Yeah, I mean, no, it's battlesmith. It's not warsmith.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have it here pulled up.
Let's see. Tool proficiencies, spells, steel defender. In combat, shares your initiative. The only action it can take on its turn is the dodge action, unless you use a bonus action to tell it to do something else. You get this ability at third level as a artificer, and you also get all the artificer shit along with it. Ranger is special. So at 7th level, on any of your turns where your beast doesn't attack, you can use your bonus action to tell it to dash, disengage, dodge, or help. So now you can use your bonus action to tell it what to do, as long as that bonus action is dash, disengage, dodge, or help. Keep in mind, your beast can only take one attack, and that's, you have to sacrifice one of your extra attacks to make it do the attack as well. Keep in mind also, its attacks are non-magical, so if you get like a bow that enchants your arrows, or you get a magical longsword or something, that's going to be magical attacks. But if you're fighting something like, I don't know, like a werewolf, for example, that's got like resistance to non-magical weapons.
He's got he's got magical pants.
Now, Beastmaster is also funny because if your companion dies, You get a new one within 8 hours by magically bonding with another creature. You can't bring your companion back to life. You just pick a new one.
Can't you, do your, resurrect spells not work on your companion, then?
They do work, but, think about the fact that you have to spend a 300 gold diamond to bring your animal companion back to life. Now, I will say, to the credit of the Wizards people, they made a change to animal companion that allows you to do an animal spirit instead, and you get the spirit back on a long rest or by spending a spell slot to get it back.
Okay.
So that at least fixes it, but you also have to buy another book in order to use that.
I am legitimately sitting there after you said it's like, oh, you have to just pick a new one. It's like, oh, good lord, our puppy has died. Well, let's go to the Pounding Jews another.
I'm getting a different meme. I'm getting I don't know if anyone's seen the shows, but it's where it's a mother and a daughter. They're going through this museum, which is supposed to be a play on how Americans treat their money. And so one of the scenes when they're going through it is they see a little boy with his father. The little boy says, "Father, the cat is hungry. We'll buy another cat. It's fine."
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of it. Yeah.
Fuck, man.
But don't worry. At 11th level, when you command your beast to take the attack action, the beast can make 2 attacks or the multi-attack action if it has it.
Yeah, that's good. That's that's not bad.
But that's at 11th level.
Yes.
And your animal companion probably has 30-something hit points at that level.
Yeah.
So one swipe from a young dragon and it's dead.
From what I'm seeing here, the biggest issue with Beastmaster, unless obviously if you talk over this with your DM, but if you're following purely based off of the rules, it's just expensive to be a Beastmaster.
It's expensive, and it kind of defeats the purpose of I'm going on an adventure with my companion who's been with me through the wilds.
That has been with me since I was a wee little lad.
It died. I guess I'll replace it with a Velociraptor.
Yeah, I'm literally sitting here just going honestly, it would be cool if it just leveled up with you, because it's oh, here's Wajatek, the mortar bear, but he got killed in combat, so we found another bear cub and named him Wajatek.
Oh my god, yeah.
The fact of you saying Logitech reminded me of that Gravity Falls thing.
No, I said
this
Wajatek.
Tiger was... You said Logitech? Okay,
yeah.
I heard Logitech,
the mouse brand.
Yeah, the mouse brand.
They don't only make mice, but yeah.
I mean, keyboards, yeah, I had a Logitech
and
keyboard.
I had a controller, but yeah, okay, back to the point at hand.
I can't remember the Polish artillery bearer's name. I can't remember it.
Yeah, no. I know who you're talking about, yeah. I don't think
that would be fun, though.
I don't think it was an artillery bear.
I remember, yeah. I remember what you... I know what, the reference you were making now.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there's an actual artillery bear, but it's sort of the kind of idea where it's just everybody loved this bear, but it's all of a sudden just hey, here, have a new puppy from this dog you bonded with. Lassie didn't exist. We just shot her behind the barn. It's fine.
I do want to make a very interesting point. It's not necessarily a good thing, but it's an interesting thing. Beastmaster Ranger is the only subclass, the only class or subclass in the entirety of D&D that has a maximum of 3 attacks. Because you take 1 attack and your beast takes 2.
Yeah.
Which is very unique. It's not good, but it's unique. At 15th level, this is the only really good ability. Yet again, the only good ability is the last one they get. Any spell that targets you can also affect your beast as long as it's within 30 feet of you.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good for things like Cure Wounds. It's also... Now, the shitty part is, it spells you cast, right? So, if your cleric casts water breathing on the whole party and some people that, are helping you, and the total of the people is 10, but you also have your bear, that would be really cool if you could also just affect the bear as well. But, I guess for things like Cure Wounds... what other spells can Rangers even get? That would maybe Stone Shape?
I'm trying to
think.
The only
thing
right
I got is maybe
multi-classing
into something like a paladin.
I have an idea. I have a really interesting idea for you guys, and I want to run it by you. So
it's funny you should fucking say Paladin, because Paladin gets Find Greater Steed, which lets you summon a Pegasus.
I have a good idea, actually. Maybe potentially it's a good idea.
What's up?
So let's assume you're playing as a Beastmaster Ranger for whatever ungodly reason. If you actually wanted to play an interesting subclass, or essentially just be the Pokemon trainer, try Artillerist Artificer.
Oh yeah,
Because Artillerist Artificer at 3rd level, I believe, he gets access to the Eldritch Cannon, which is a cannon that they can summon using, I believe, some tools. And it takes an action to summon it, obviously, and you get to choose between 3 different types. You get a flamethrower cannon, which shoots in a cone. You have the Force Ballista, which can shoot. It's just a crossbow essentially, but if it hits something, that it can push them back, I think 5 feet. And then you have the Protector one. I don't exactly remember what the Protector one does, but I remember it being pretty fucking good.
it gives temporary hit points in a radius.
Yeah, okay, so that is good. So what you can do is, you can do, Beastmaster with an Artillerist. Artificer, I think, might be a fun way to play the class.
That is true.
You'll have 2 summons then, essentially.
You could also do, like, Druid, and transform into a second version of your animal companion.
That's another idea, yeah.
But it's just kind of weak. In my own home game, I have a Beastmaster Ranger, and I feel sorry for him, because Beastmaster as a whole is kind of weak. So I'm actually going to move the 15th level ability up to 11th level, and I'm going to add in a 15th level ability where you get a second animal companion.
Okay.
Kind of playing into that kind of, you're now the leader of the pack kind of thing.
Yeah.
You are the Pokemon trainer. Go and conquer all the gems.
What I find even more interesting, by the way, is for Beastmaster. So let's say, and this is how if I were to DM, and I had somebody that really wanted to play Beastmaster, something that I could do to make it more interesting as the DM is, so let's say they've managed to tame a wolf, right? That's their companion. Now, what if that, the type of animal that you tamed also basically means that if you encounter more wolves in the wild, maybe they won't be so inclined to attack you, seeing as, you've befriended one of their boys.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So,
I like that.
just a thought.
I also kind of wish that there was, like, you guys probably haven't seen Campaign 1 of Critical Role, but maybe our viewers have. There's a point late in Campaign 1 where Vex, the ranger of the group, who's a Beastmaster Ranger, gets an item that when her bear gets knocked out, it goes into the necklace and is safe. I like that idea because then it keeps the animal alive and doesn't kill it outright.
I hate that fact. It's just, your animal dies, guess what? Now you gotta pay 350 gold fine if you want to get another one.
Oh, it's 300 gold as long as you revive it within a minute. If it's more than that, it's 500 gold.
That's fucking
and a
stupid.
5th level spell.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I like that idea, and honestly, my only idea for that would be having an ability to, like, almost level up your bear's damage and health.
Yeah.
Or, like, something like that, or, like, just whatever animal companion. Like, not
it
even...
does scale.
Yeah,
Its health
okay.
does scale. Its armor class scales. Its to hit scales, and its saving throw bonus scales. But it doesn't scale enough is the problem.
Yeah,
Like,
so...
at later
Basically-
levels, at, like, 12 levels plus, any AoE ability will either severely injure your animal, or it will kill it outright.
So this is another...
basically, you're going to be at 15th level, but your bear is going to just stay at 10th level the entire time.
Yeah, essentially.
So for an understanding here, then, this is another case where you would have to talk it out with the DM, talk about the scaling, because otherwise, this is just this won't work in the late game.
Yeah.
You're gonna be paying a lot of gold to keep that thing around, and it's not even gonna be able to do anything.
Literally, the animal is a money pit.
Yeah.
It is. I honestly, at this point, I'm half wondering if it just wasn't made to be a money pit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I want to have my, my pet, whatever, bear here, and now I have to pay 500 gold a month to make sure he does that his vet bills are paid.
Yeah. You gotta do your D&D vet bills.
All right, let's move on to the next class. I think. How many do we have?
We've gone over, I believe,
like 3 of them.
Three.
And some honorable mentions,
so,
of course.
I'm just gonna say this first, and I want you guys to kind of tell me what you think this subclass's features do. Nature Domain Cleric. What features do you think
this
a
just
Nature
sounds
Domain
like
Cleric
this
would
just
have?
sounds like somebody that wants to play a druid but isn't.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate.
Yeah. Like, it's pretty much just like the... Guys, I'm totally a druid. You grew up in West Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You are not a druid.
Like? No, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like if you've ever went to school nowadays, with all the young ones, like 05s and beyond, essentially. If you went to school and you have all these kids and it's saying like, oh, gang, like, I'm from the West Side, blah blah blah, like, oh, I'm such a gangster, right? Bro,
Yeah.
you are born in a very nice suburb in the middle of a, like, 2,000 population city. You are as far away from that shit as you can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very much the I'm a poser druid.
Yeah, exactly. So, alright, so what do they do? What are they capable of, then?
So at first level, you get a druid cantrip of your choice.
Nice.
Plus proficiency in one of the following skills.
So
Animal
so it is
handling,
just a
nature, or
wannabe druid.
survival. Yeah.
It really
And,
is, yeah.
No, that's what you think. But then the second one is you gain proficiency with heavy armor.
What?
Hold the...
Yeah.
That's a complete 180.
Like,
those
he
of
just
you
went
that are
from,
unaware-
I want to hug trees, to, I will burn the man who cuts a tree down.
Exactly. But for those at home that don't know, druids can't wear armor or use shields that are made of metal. So you have to find a way to make heavy armor that's not. If this was a druid, so you love nature, but you're encased in plate mail.
That defeats the point, honestly.
I'm sorry, it's just eco-terrorist cleric.
It is.
So what do you think the channel divinity does? Don't look ahead.
I'm not looking. Is it even? I don't think it's even in Player's
It is in the PHB, but don't
Do you
look.
just talk
is it?
to the...
Yeah,
Is it
don't
like
look.
Avatar, the Blue People Avatar, where it's like, you can hear the voices of the trees, the nature.
There's
Oh,
nature
dude.
domain art. I found it. I'm not
God,
looking though. I'm not looking.
God, I wish it was. What do you think it is, Rhett?
What do I?
What do you think the channel divinity is?
Can you like talk to animals and plants or something?
I really wish that was what it is, because that would be so cool. No, it's charm animals and plants.
So I was close. I was close. I said talk to them.
As an action, you present your holy symbol and invoke the name of your deity. Each beast or plant creature within 30 feet of you has to make a wisdom saving throw, or be charmed for 1 minute or until it takes damage.
Oh, yeah, and it's friendly to you and other creatures you designate. Okay.
It's charm animals and plants. That's your channel divinity feature.
Oh my
Stupid.
gosh.
That's fucking stupid.
Here's another thing. At 6th level, when you or a creature within 30 feet of you takes acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage, you can use your reaction to give them resistance to that damage.
Actually, that's not a bad one.
That's
to
not
be
the
honest.
worst. If
But
you're playing a campaign in which the natural elements, are going to be impacting you quite a lot, then yeah, I think that would actually come in use.
Like, honestly, it's one of those things where it's like, if it was not on this one, honestly, I could see that being kind of useful.
I have a point about all of these that I'll make at the end. At 8th level, you get the Divine Strike feature. You deal a weapon attack you make deals an extra 1d8 cold, fire, or lightning damage to a target. That's not bad.
That's actually not. If you're fighting, like, let's say an ice elemental, you can just infuse your weapon out with fire. Probably, I would imagine, deal bonus fire damage. So that's actually not a bad. It's not a bad move.
Yeah.
But the question is that an action or a bonus action?
It's a part of a weapon attack. Keep in mind, clerics only get to make one attack, because they don't get any extra attack features.
Oh, yeah, okay, shit.
At 17th level, so this is your 17th level feature. This is the strongest one, to give you an idea of, like, other abilities. 17th level Tempest Domain Cleric can just fly whenever they're outside, whenever they want.
Yeah, they can actually. I'm reading this. Stormborn.
And a 17th level Trickery Domain Cleric can create 4 Invoke Duplicities at the same time. And on a bonus action, you can move any number of them 30 feet. So, the 17th level feature for Nature Domain Cleric, Master of Nature. Whenever you charm an animal or plant.
Oh my god,
feature,
I just read what it does. That's
you can use
so
a bonus action
stupid.
to verbally command the creature to do an action.
That's so fucking stupid. You want to become
So
a
you have
Pokemon
to-
trainer?
this is the Pokemon Trainer Cleric.
Don't listen to what I said like 10 minutes ago about playing.
Now here's the
Artillery's
fucking thing.
Beastmaster. Do this.
What
instead.
fucking animals or plants are you fighting at 17th level?
That's a very good point.
You're fighting liches, you're fighting dragons, you're fighting giants, you're fighting holders. You're not fighting animals, you're not fighting
You're not
plants.
fighting that level fucking 3 wolf that, like, is in the forest somewhere. You're fucking fighting God.
Exactly. That's the problem I have with that feature.
I'm sorry. The actual thought of you fighting animals at like 17th level, it's literally the whole thing from Skyrim where it's like, oh, it's the guy who defeated Alduin. Let's mug him.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
POV,
Like-
you go back to like a lower level area because you forgot an item that was cool.
But like, unless you're fighting like a 30-foot tall bear, right? You're not going to be encountering animals or plants at 17th level. I don't even think there are any CR17 animals or
I
plants.
think you'd probably be maybe closer to trying to charm like you now do or some shit like.
And keep in mind, you can only affect one creature.
Is it only
with this
one?
charm.
I am literally
Okay, it
sitting...
is multiple.
I thought it was multiple.
But still, it is multiple. But still, like, you're gonna charm an entire group of wolves. Okay, what are the
Listen.
wolves gonna do?
If you're
I'm
like
literally sitting here going, this is just an eco-terrorist Pokemon trainer.
So here's the thing. This isn't Nature Domain Cleric. This is Elemental Domain Cleric, is what it is. Because 2 of the 4 abilities you get are based on elements, not, like, like, it'd be one thing if your Channel Divinity was, like, a worse version of Wild Shape, right? Like, if you could polymorph to a limited capacity as a Channel
just
Divinity.
play a druid.
Just play a druid. That's exactly the thing. Like the Channel Divinity being you can speak to animals and plants for like 8 hours if you use your Channel Divinity. Okay, that may be useful because then you could get information from animals or plants in the region on like what the big evil lich is doing up in his castle or when the dragon goes out of its lair.
Yeah.
But no, now you do get Animal Friendship and Speak with Animals as spells as a part of the domain spells. But, like, you still have to spend spell slots to do that.
There's just so much of this where I'm, like, sitting here going, like, okay, so, it's Druid, but worse.
Yeah.
Exactly. This, though, is not the worst of the subclasses.
So, okay. Is this, like, the second last or the last one?
The Nature Domain was the second to last.
Okay,
If you have
that's
anything
actually
left
perfect
to say
then.
about
This,
nature.
this actually fits in nicely with our schedule then. Who is, or what is the last subclass?
The last subclass is not in the player's handbook.
Okay, so I'm
It's
closing my
expansion
book.
material.
I'm closing my book then.
It's expansion material from Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide.
That
I'm
is
the only person who owns this book.
I was gonna say that you're the only person in the entire goddamn world who fucking bought that book. Are you kidding me?
Now, see, some of the things in here are good, like Sun Soul Monk, Blade Song Wizard. Like some of these subclasses aren't that bad. Arcana Domain Cleric. I actually have an Arcana Domain Cleric in one of my games. No, we're not going to talk about the good subclasses.
That's maybe for
We're
a
gonna-
different video. Maybe.
We're going to talk about Path of the Battle Rager Barbarian.
I've never even heard of that subclass. Jeez.
Neither
How,
have
is this like the Wish.com subclass? Like,
Now,
Is it Berserker Light?
it's-
Like,
it is actually kind of shittier Berserkers.
that's
So, let me just tell you.
So wait, what's the base class first? Can you remind me?
The base class is Barbarian.
Okay.
So keep in mind, like, Storm Herald Barbarian, Berserker.
There's a lot of
Totem
good.
Warrior,
There's a lot of good barbarian options.
a Wild Magic Barbarian. Like, there's a lot of cool ones. This is not those. So I think I'd like to say that this is one of the 2 subclasses that has a restriction on it.
Oh.
The other one being Bladesong Wizard, which they eroded the elves-only part of that subclass. Now, they do say that that's just for Sword Coast. Okay. DMs in other realms can do whatever they want, but no one plays this class. I think the restriction just adds more comedy to the fact that this is horrible.
Yeah. Alright.
So...
let's hear it.
Let's just get into this. There's only 4 abilities.
Oh, jeez.
That is not enough.
That's barbarians for you. They usually only get, like, 4 abilities.
Jesus. Okay, but, like, let's be honest. Like, they're still pretty fucking strong, even without those abilities.
No, they're the tankiest motherfucker this side of the Forgotten Realms. Like,
alright,
so,
what's the first one, Chief?
I want to start with something real quick. Rat, you're familiar with unarmored defense, right?
Yeah. Don't wear armor,
Yeah.
big dick AC.
Exactly. The first ability for Battle Rager is Battle Rager Armor.
Okay.
Here's what it says.
Do pray tell.
When you choose this path at 3rd level, you gain the ability to use Spiked Armor as a weapon. I'll get to Spiked Armor in a second. While wearing Spiked Armor...
No. Let me fucking get this straight.
Let the enemy to do damage.
No. You know what this is? You know what this exactly is? If anyone's here played Dark Souls 3, the fucking PvP person literally has armor that is spiked, in which you can actually roll into enemies and you will damage them. That is
essentially what this is.
This is the exact same fucking thing.
So let me just describe Spiked Armor for a second.
Okay.
It's a rare type of medium armor that is made by dwarves. It consists of a leather coat and leggings covered with spikes that are usually made of metal. It costs 75 gold pieces. Gives you an armor class of 14 plus dex to a maximum of 2.
Armor of Thorns, by the way, is what it was called in Dark Souls 3.
Gives you disadvantage on stealth checks. So, while you are wearing spiked armor and are raging, you can use a bonus action to make 1 melee weapon attack with your armor spikes against a target within 5 feet. If the attack hits, the spikes deal 1d4 piercing damage. You use your strength modifier for the attack and damage rolls. Additionally, when you use the attack action to grapple a creature, the target takes 3 piercing damage if your grapple succeeds.
This is fucking stupid, dude. This is just
honestly, this would be only a joke in the basis of you have 2 character sheets. You have one guy playing an orc berserker, like barbarian, or like a bear, like a totem barbarian, and then you have this, and then you have a gnome playing a battle rager with a spike armor, and the other one just yeets the guy at the other people.
So I'd like to just point out how bad this is by saying Frenzy Barbarian. When you do a Frenzy Rage, you can use a weapon attack as a bonus action. Which is like, if you're doing it right, 2d6 to 1d12 plus strength. Not 1d4 plus strength.
Yeah, not bad.
All barbarians can 2-weapon fight with hand axes.
Yes.
Which means a bonus action to deal an additional 1d6 damage.
Also, my cat says hi.
So, like, there's no upside. And I love they use the attack action to grapple with those 3 piercing damage. Can you imagine?
Don't you need Grappler for that as well? You would need Grappler, the feat, which is a terrible feat.
Horrible thing to take.
Anyone can grapple. It just doesn't do it much.
That's
no,
true.
but like to make this even remotely viable, you would need to get Grappler, which is a horrible thing.
Grappler is already one of the worst feats in the entire game.
It makes me sad.
Gonna pause for a minute.
The piercing damage doesn't go up either. It's just a flat 3.
Oh, jeez, this just gets worse.
I'm sorry, did you say the piercing damage doesn't go up?
It does not go up. So
you're doing 3
picture this.
piercing damage until I'm level 20.
Picture this. You're in the final battle. You're all level 20 characters. Your Battle Rager Barbarian goes into a rage and runs at the Lich and grabs them, and he's wearing armor that's non-magical, and he's making a weapon attack with it, which is technically a non-magical weapon, so it does 0 damage.
Jesus Christ.
It's
this
literally...
is your main feature.
No. screw the name Battle Rager. It's literally the barbarian subclass of giving bear hugs.
It's prickly pear barbarian.
Like
Like,
you
yeah.
just give
is.
people bear hugs and do damage. That's it. It's not even much damage.
So here's another one. When you at 6th level, hopefully this gets better, but spoiler alert, it doesn't. When you use reckless attack while raging, you also gain temporary hit points equal to your Constitution modifier. They vanish when your rage ends.
Oh my fucking god, that is useless.
That is your 6th level ability.
How long does rage last?
Rage lasts 1 minute, or it can also end if you don't take damage or deal damage by the end of your turn.
Are you fucking kidding me?
So
That ability is just useless.
you get Relentless Rage at 11th level as any barbarian, which is just, it keeps going. Oh no, Relentless Rage isn't even it. Persistent Rage at 15th level is your rage only ends if you fall unconscious or you choose to end it.
God.
So, the fact that you only can get a maximum of 5 temporary hit points, like, think about what you're how much damage you're taking. Now it is temporary hit points on a barbarian, which is pretty good. Like, people kind of sometimes would scoff, I assume, at a warlock barbarian multiclass until they cast Armor of Agathis on themselves and gain 15 temporary hit points while they have resistance to certain types of damage, and then those 15 temporary hit points suddenly become 30 temporary hit points, and whoever does an attack against you takes 15 cold damage. Like,
Yeah.
that's a better way to do temporary hit points on a barbarian.
Yeah.
But like realistically, you're getting like 3 to 4 temporary hit points, which is nothing.
No, it's literally a small cough will remove those.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
Someone can like shit in your general direction, and you're already fucking folded like cardboard. Like, come on.
Would you like to take a guess at the 10th level ability Battle Rager Charge? What do you think
The
that
charge. Okay, judging by its name, I'm guessing it either lets you move more. Like, it doesn't... So, let's say you have, like, 30 feet of movement. Maybe you get, like, an extra 10 feet. Or what it does is... I guess it is, like, a literal charge. So you, like, propel yourself maybe a certain amount of feet towards your enemy.
Only thing I got is maybe you just straight up football tackle some random poor enemy.
Yeah,
that would be really cool.
That would be probably better than what we're about to listen to. So what is it?
At 10th level, you can dash as a bonus action.
Oh my god,
my
so I was
gosh.
right. I was right. I was right.
You can dash as a bonus action.
Well, technically
Keep
right.
in mind that is a rogue feature at, like, what, 1st level? 2nd level?
Yeah.
It's
This is
really
so
early on.
weak.
Cunning action, 2nd level. Yeah, so 2nd level rogues can do the same thing. Plus, they can also hide or disengage as a part of that.
You can also just play the game better. Holy shit. This is terrible.
Yeah, 14th level. Let's hope that this is something redeeming.
How much copium are we on right now? This is the last
Let's
ability,
see.
isn't it?
Let's see if we can redeem Battle Rager Barbarian.
Absolutely
which
not.
Is only dwarves can do it.
What the
and
fuck? So if you're
so far
playing
these
like,
abilities are
oh
dog
my,
shit.
so you're playing as like a fucking Eric Hawkra. You can't even
do
use
it.
this ability.
You can't even take the subclass at all.
What the fuck?
Only dwarves can take the subclass.
Oh.
So what's
Alright,
what is it
14th
called?
level. 14th level, Spiked Retribution.
Please tell it doesn't improve your fucking piercing
It's
damage.
fucking awful. When a creature within 5 feet of you hits you with a melee attack, the attacker takes a whopping 3 piercing damage. If you aren't raging, aren't incapacitated, or wearing spiked armor.
That's
if
fucked.
you are raging, aren't incapacitated, or wearing spiked armor. 3 piercing damage, ladies and gentlemen, at 14th level.
Why?
As a it's not a reaction. Okay, good. That's at least good. It's not a reaction. It just happens. So congratulations, you have Thornmail from League of Legends as just.
You either have
as long
Thornmail, or you
as
have the fucking Thorn set from Dark Souls. Like this is bad.
Just to reiterate, 2 out of the 4 abilities require you to have spiked armor on. Which means you can have a maximum armor class of 16, and it is not magical.
Oh my god.
Now I'm half tempted to just do a homebrew overhaul of this, just to make it even useful.
This? We need
to rework this. We can do this on our own time. We need to.
I would love that.
Wizards of the Coast, hire us. We'll do it for free. Fuck's sakes.
Because it just hurts to hear how bad.
There's a reason. So, remember, this is the same one that had, like, Sun Soul Monk and Bladesong Wizard. Sun Soul Monk made it into Xanathar's. Bladesong Wizard made it into Tasha's.
Actually good books.
Because this has not been added to anything, hasn't been updated. And remember, Bladesong Wizard actually got a buff because they removed the elves-only restriction.
So this is just Wish.com fucking Barbarian.
I would like to briefly also mention the 14th level ability.
Not even Wish.com. Like, we're talking like, this is full Chinese knockoff.
This is fucking, this is a Craigslist Barbarian.
This is the Lepin of Barbarian.
Lepin?
This is Lepin of Barbarian.
Like, it's straight full on, like, basically, for some reason, we don't know how they didn't get sued, Chinese knockoff of a barbarian.
You'll fucking find this shit being sold on, like, the streets of, like, Brazil, man.
Let me just remind you all that Berserker Barbarian basically does what this subclass does, but better. Because at 14th level, a Berserker Barbarian can use their reaction to make a weapon attack against a creature that hits them.
And that's immediately better.
It's a weapon attack, so it's going to be magical in the late game by the point that you're reaching 14th level.
It's going to do
damage.
You're
going to be hitting them with, you're going to hit them with, like, a Frost Brand or a Flame Tongue or a Sword of Kaz. You're going to be hitting them with something big.
It's going to do something.
Like, I can already think of something that would improve this a little bit, and it would be the fact that as you go on, the spike armor does more damage, and then also you can get magical versions of it that do elemental damage.
Yeah, or imagine, like, taking the idea of an armored barbarian to, like, its logical conclusion of the creatures you kill, you can gain resistances to certain types of damage, or, like, damage reflection, or extra stealth. Like, you gain a benefit to this armor if you apply this creature's pelt to the armor.
Yeah.
That could be really cool.
Yeah, like, you get the whole, just whatever whatever, like, points of damage the armor does when you get attacked, but you also have a resistance to the cold damage that it does.
Now, I've saved the best part of this subclass for last, because it's not an ability, it's a piece of flavor. And it's the very first of all the sentences on Battle Rager. Known as the Cooled Jarg.
Come on, you
in
can get
Dwarvish, Battle Rangers are dwarf followers of the gods of war and take the path of the Battle Rager. Cooled Jarg, in parentheses, literally axe idiot. They are called axe idiots in lore.
You're a fucking idiot if you picked the subclass, right?
When I read through this at the first time of getting this book, I was like, why? Why does this exist? Now, they even give you other barbarian abilities in the same book for Totem Warrior that are better. For Totem Warrior! That's the one with... By the way, if you choose Totem of the Bear for Totem Warrior, you get resistance to all damage except Psychic.
That's fucking great.
Level.
What?
At 3rd level if you choose Bear. So they also give you Elk and Tiger Totem Barbarians in the same book that you get Battle Rager. Elk gives you movement speed, Tiger gives you additional long jump. Stupid, but whatever.
This is not even an overhaul. This is burn the structure down and start from scratch.
I honestly genuinely think they took most of Battle Rager, improved upon it, gave it some extra flair, and turned it into Storm Herald. because Storm Herald allows you to, like, deal damage to people, or gives you temporary hit points. It gives you resistances. Like, it does all the same kind of buffing stuff that Battle Rager does, but it's just better.
Yeah, like this, yeah, it is a straight up just total loss. Like, this is the one. Yeah, you need to just gut the entire thing and start from scratch. That's the best case scenario.
You know it's bad when the entire description for Battle Rager takes up roughly 30% of the page.
Oh,
when, like, other subclasses take up an entire page.
Yeah.
Alright. I think we're done, though. I think I'm gonna go start heavily drinking. Holy shit.
Mostly, we are done, because all the other ones seem okay.
They're fucking... I don't even know how to redeem this. I don't have any tricks up my sleeve for this one.
Again, it's
Just
a total
play
loss.
anything else.
It is a total loss. It is, you gut the entire thing and homebrew everything.
We're gonna have to like rework this shit on our own time because this is bad.
No, I'm not touching Battle Ranger with a wooden 10-foot pole.
I am willing to give it my best shot, but I am going to just sit there going like, I hope for the best, but I don't expect much from you. It's the red-headed stepchild of the red-headed stepchild.
We'll put it in the book one day when we make the book of all of our homebrew pieces.
That will probably never sell. But yes, holy shit, this
gives me a migraine. Like,
this is one of our longest episodes too so far, and rightfully so. Holy shit.
No, I don't think it is.
No, it is.
Not quite.
I just checked on YouTube. It is.
Huh.
Well,
it's like a minute longer than other shit. All right.
But yeah, I'm Mug.
I've been Winter.
I'm gonna kill myself. I'm a. Alright.
It hurts.
We can't say that.
In Minecraft.
Oh, okay, that's better.
I'm safe. I've saved the channel, don't worry. Alright.
See you next time.
Let's get out.